Hi everyone. So, all I want to do today is kind of sit here and talk to you. For the past few weeks, I've kind of been talking to a friend of mine. Well, he was supposed to be a friend. Let me explain why he is no longer a friend. We met on an app. And on this app, I put it out there that I'm just looking for friends, people to hang out with, like with my husband, because I'm not going to meet random people, by myself for the first time anyways. I want to make sure, they are good before, we hang out by ourselves, or, I just want to make sure I'm safe, because, I have cerebral palsy. I can't get out of the house, enough to go anywhere to meet anybody. So, me and this guy was talking, or this guy and I were talking, and I'm not going to say his real name. Let's just, it makes no difference. He was pretty close to me, distance-wise. And no, this wasn't Tinder or anything like that. Or, this wasn't Tinder, I can tell you that for sure. But, we were talking for a few weeks, whatever. And we were talking about regular, everyday, stuff. How's your day? How's your family? Because I don't know if he's married or just in a relationship. But it took me forever to find out that he was at least in a relationship. And after I asked him that, he would just kind of like, let's see, he would be kind of like, low-key asking me different questions to try to kind of deflect the question I was asking him. So I knew right there, that he was not telling me the truth. Which, to me, if you're gonna be my friend, always tell me the truth, no matter how much it may hurt. Whenever you know me, I don't tell you everything, but I don't hide anything either, except for certain family stuff that nobody needs to know about except for my close family and friends. So anyways, we were talking for like 2-3 weeks, and one night he goes, "Why don't you let me come over? We're cool with each other. I'll even come over with your husband home." you know, we can all hang out. My husband likes video games, so did this guy, He said we could all hang out, whatever, whatever. So, the other day, and this was just a few days ago, I said, okay, I was kind of putting it off at first. And then, because I didn't really trust that this guy was going to do right towards me or whatever. Because, like I said, I always tell people I'm married, and, all I want to do is, hang out and talk and watch movies and all that, and, so, this guy had told me, okay, let's meet and hang out with your husband. And this was a couple weeks ago. Let's meet and hang out, with your husband. I'm cool with that. Whatever. So, I had been deflecting, because, first of all, he had told me that he was single, which basically he's not. He either is married or in a relationship with a kid, and I'm not going to say how old his kid is, but anybody that knows me knows that I love kids, whatever. So the fact that he had a kid doesn't bother me. We were just friends. We're just friends to begin with anyway, and that's what I told him on the app where I met him, and, he was fine with that. Well, the other night, my husband was off again, and I have been sick, if you can't tell that in my voice. I caught what my husband had in my last video. So I kind of blocked this guy for a while, for a few days, because he was always asking to meet me, and I was too sick to deal with, the stuff he was asking me. There's some things I have to do to prepare for somebody to come over here. One is, of course, clean the house. The other is kind of personal, and I'm not going to put that out there, but, there's some things I have to do first before I can let anybody come over. Just so I'm not leaving them in a room by themselves all the time. So, but finally the other day, my husband was home. He was off for the day, or maybe, yeah, he was off for the day, and so I had unblocked this dude because he was the only one, basically, I was talking to as friends, close enough that we could meet and hang out and all this. And so, as soon as I took him off the block, I blocked the people I blocked, he goes, well, I'm off tonight if you want to hang out. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, my husband's home, but if you want to, which is good, I said, if you want to come over and, we can hang out. All three of us, okay? So, after I said my husband was home, and he just quit talking to me, and all of a sudden he was like, you know, I'm busy, whatever. Which, if you're busy, more power to you. Do what you need to do. But I'm not the type of person that you can play like that. I mean, if you want one thing, say it. If you don't, say that. If you're after sex, I'm not the person that you want to meet, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to my husband. There's been things in the past that have happened, and my husband knows about that. He's forgiven me all this stuff, so, now we're cool, and I don't hide anything from him. I didn't hide anything from him back then either, but, whatever. I don't know people over here like I did in Indiana, so. But anyways, this guy, and to back up a little bit, this guy, every time we would talk, he would go, well, do you miss me? Do you do this? Do you do that? And every time he would talk to me, before we were getting ready to meet or whatever, before I'd say, okay, you could come over, the questions that he would ask would be nothing but, sex-related questions. And I told him, I said, dude, I'm not looking for sex. I said, I've told you that. It's on my profile. I don't know how many times I have to tell you I'm not looking for that. And he goes, okay, that's cool. We can, just hang out. We can just hang out and stuff like that. But it turns out, of course, the only thing he wanted was sex. So, I never did let him come over. We never hung out. In fact, he's blocked from everything that I had him on. The only thing I did have him on is we were texting back and forth. He got my cell phone number. We were texting back and forth. I blocked him on my cell phone. I blocked him on the app that I met him on. And if I ever run into him again, or not on the street or anything, but if he ever tries to find me again, I'm blocking him again. Now, I'm not saying this dude is out to hurt me, because I don't think he was. He was he was basically out to basically put another notch on his bedpost, if you know what I mean. And I'm not about that. I don't meet random people when I'm married and, immediately jump into bed with them or anything. There's been things that's happened in the past where I'm just not that kind of girl. And to him, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry that I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You know, we got along as friends really good. But I'm not the type of person that is going to let you come visit me just for sex when I've told you, or just for sex, period, when I've told you, hey, I'm not looking for that, you know, whatever. So, yeah, that's basically what's been going on these past few weeks. Now that I'm not talking to him, because like I said, whenever, like I was going to say, whenever, like, we decide, me and another person decides to be friends, I'm like one of those friends that, unless you do something wrong, you can't get rid of. Or unless you make it to where we don't talk anymore, you're not gonna be able to get rid of me. I'm not, it's not in a stalker type way. I just love my friends and love my family. I'm just that kind of person, or that type of person. But, since I've blocked this dude, my mind and my body has just been blah. I mean, I have been sick, so that's a reason for that, but, since me and this guy or whatever is no longer friends, and I'm not, you know, actively searching for friends right now, because I don't want to go through this mess again. Like, I don't know what to do. My mind is kind of like, you need to do something to get you back to the regular person that you are. But I don't know, I've just been down ever since not talking to anybody. I have been trying to talk to, you know, random people, but I think I just need, you know, a real friend somewhere around here. At some point, I'm not asking for anybody to do that. I'll find them when I'm ready to find them, I guess. I just want some real friends and not so-called friends that are going to say they want one thing and mean they want another, you know what I mean? So, now that I've talked this out to myself, out loud in my head, I do feel kind of better. Sorry that this video is dark. It's because of the sun behind me. There's no place else that I can film right now. So, we're just gonna have to deal with this. My husband isn't home at the moment, and even if he was, I told him I was going to film this video, so he knows about he does know about everything. this guy and I was saying, so he knows, I'm not hiding anything from him. Just so you guys know. But I just needed to talk this out with myself to get it out there so that, just so that I can move on and put this situation behind me, so that I can hopefully one day move on to find better friends than what he was. Thanks for watching and have a good weekend. Bye.